with Genna.
Hello.
This is my friend Genna. Jess isn't here. Her in-laws are in town and things are just super chaotic, so I have a guest. And I was friends with Genna in Whiteman.
Yeah,
We
Missouri.
actually became friends when me and Zach were
Yep.
separated. You became friends with Zach first.
Yeah, I knew Zach for I would say maybe a while, a month or two before I knew you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when we separated and he was in his going out phase, he was
Yeah.
going out with all you guys, and I was just like, who's Genna?
I totally lurked you on Facebook.
And Zach was like, she's just so nice. And I'm like, is she though? But she really is. You were
No.
literally the nicest person I've ever met in my entire life.
I don't know about that. I can be mean. Just kidding, I really am.
You really cannot be mean at
No,
all.
no, I can't.
So I think we're going to just focus on talking about being moms because
Yes.
you were a hardworking mom when we first got here. Well, when you first got here in Germany, and
Yeah.
that quickly changed. Why do you think, what made you be like, you know what, screw this, I'm staying home?
I think it was because I was in a really bad work environment. Now,
Mm-hmm.
a little backstory. I worked at this university before when we were stationed here before, because this is my
Mm-hmm.
second time being stationed overseas.
Yeah.
So here in Ramstein.
Right.
And it was fine. I love my job, and that's what got me into my career working in colleges.
Yeah.
But I came back and I was like, this is not worth it. It's just not worth being away and having someone else raise my kid to be miserable. So then I was
Yeah.
like, it's too hard here. So I'm just gonna
It's too hard
chill
here.
out and hang out.
But I feel like also it's just you're working to pay for someone else raising your kid
Yeah,
because it's expensive.
it's so expensive.
It's so, and I feel like also the whole childcare situation was always stressing you out
Yes.
because it was up all over the place. Oh, this one doesn't have a spot anymore, or this one's closing, and it's just he's on the wait list for the CDC. And it's just
No.
no consistency. So that's
Nope.
stressful.
Yeah, it wasn't worth it. It just
No,
wasn't
it's
worth it.
not.
And then it's you have to deal with sicknesses and
Yeah.
being a stay-at-home mom, sure, sick, you could be sick, whatever, we'll just watch TV.
Yep.
But then it was I was working from home, doing two jobs,
Yeah.
being working at home with him,
Yeah.
working my job and being a mom, and it just was not worth it. It wasn't
No,
worth the juggle.
I don't think. I mean, maybe in the States or when the kids are older. Honestly, no, I don't think it's worth it when you have kids
Yeah.
to pay so much for all this childcare. Now,
Yeah.
in when my first had Brooke, my in-laws watched Brooke one day. I always had a family member to watch Brooke, so we
Yeah.
didn't have to pay for childcare. So it's different.
That's so
But
nice.
being military families, you don't have that support with
No.
you. So you have to pay for the childcare. And it's scary. It's a scary world, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, it's so expensive. And it's I'll just wait 5 years until you're in school.
Yeah, and then I'll figure my life out. I don't know if I'll feel differently
Yeah,
about even what I'm doing then. I
exactly.
know you won't because
Nah, I'm
you're
gun ho
yeah,
cop.
you're ready.
I'm done.
But I might, I don't know.
No,
I kind of fell into my career, so
I know, but you also are so good at it.
it does feel good.
You shout out to Jenna because she got me into school because I'm back in school and you signed me up for it. And it was you just made it so easy and
Yeah.
reassuring and it wasn't hard. Going back to school, I was so stressed. I'm I don't know what to do. And you
Yeah.
were just it's cool. We got it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's fine until it's not, and if it's not, we'll figure it out
I
then.
know.
You
It's
know? But
I
you
don't
pick
know.
that up with so much grace. I feel like you are doing, a full-time job, doing your photography,
Hmm.
going to school, having fun, doing this, being a mom. That must be
I'm
so
barely
hard.
surviving.
You look great.
Barely surviving, Jenna. I always tell you too, though, having one child versus three is harder because that one child needs all your entertainment. My three children, I'm go play with each other. There's such a
I
difference.
know it's such a breath of fresh air coming over here
I know.
because
Go
I'm
to the playroom.
I know every time I'm oh my gosh, this is so nice. I don't have to do
I
anything
know.
right now.
Hmm.
They're doing it.
Yeah, they're
It's
playing.
so
I
crazy.
know, because being a mom is exhausting. It's
Exhausting.
I don't know how else to put it other than it's just pure exhaustion from the moment you open your eyes to the moment you close your eyes.
Yeah.
While it's rewarding and we love them and
Yeah.
fine, but we can talk about it being hard.
Yeah. And I just want to say to you guys, I'm sorry to all the friends that I had that were moms when I wasn't, because I did not treat them with the grace that I should have. Like,
Really?
yeah, because now being a mom, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I have glasses on. Like, I can only see what's right in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
not like bigger picture a lot of the time, or what's going on outside of my little bubble. And I just feel like when I had friends that were moms, I'd be like, oh, they don't want to hang out today, or oh, they're not
Okay.
responding to
Yeah.
me, or oh, they have a baby. Like, but
Yeah.
it's hard.
It's so hard. And it's just like we were talking about it right before we started, like talking to our family back home.
Yeah.
It's like the time difference. So then it's like when they're ready to like talk, we can have
Yeah.
conversation. It's like we're not being rude, but it's like we're exhausted because it's
Yeah.
like we don't have it in us to have any more conversation because by the time for you, it's dinner time.
Yeah.
For me, it's bedtime for the kids. And at that
Yeah.
time, I don't want to talk. I just want to
No.
sit there and watch my crime shows. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And just do something for me, because I
Yeah,
haven't done anything for me all
all
day.
day. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't have it in me to talk to anyone and
No.
I feel bad,
I
but it's just
know.
like it is what it is. It happens. And I'm sure people understand, but it's
Yeah.
like it takes so much out of you.
I know.
And it's just like when you were talking about like being a stay-at-home mom and with sick kids, right? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so nice to not have to worry about like either working from home or calling in work and feeling like that piece of shit employee because you
Yeah.
have to call in because your kids are sick. But it's like I don't want you home all the
Yeah.
time. I like
No.
it's like, I feel so bad saying this, but it's like Natalie just got over pneumonia
Yeah.
and it's like she was home all the time and I'm like, you gotta go back to school.
Yeah.
Cause I like it's a lot to have everyone home all of the time.
Yeah. Summer must have been brutal. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know how you did it.
No, I
You're
don't I mean,
superhuman.
thank God we went home, I guess, because I'm
Yeah.
like I was when we got back, it was like 2 or 3, no, maybe a month before school started and I'm
Yeah.
like, I need school to start.
Yeah. Someone help.
I'm like, I can't do. I'm not the. Let's do crafts.
No, me
Let's
neither.
do all these fun activities. Let's just chill and watch a movie.
Yeah.
I like whatever. We can go outside. We can do fun things, but majority of the time it's crappy weather here, so we're
Yep.
stuck in the
In the
house.
house. Yeah. And then I feel guilty too, because it's like really bad weather. But when it's sunny, I have this like even more guilt on me. Like, I'm wasting the little bit of
Yep.
sun that we have. And I just like want to chill and sit. But I
Yeah.
sit there and I'm like, well, no,
Yeah.
we can't. We have to go
We
out.
have to go out and enjoy the vitamin D.
Yeah,
Or is it C?
literally. It's D. I
It
think
is
it's
D.
D.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's why no one has vitamin D here. I'm like, is it D or
Yes.
C? But no, I just not only is it like hard, it's like hard. It's easy though to like lose yourself. That's why
Yeah.
like when you say to me your full-time job, you're having fun, you do all these because like you can't forget about yourself.
No. I know, but I do. I
Yeah.
do. Like, I
Well, because
think,
it's easy to
yeah,
lose
most
yourself.
days I'm like, focus, focus, focus. Like
Mm-hmm.
those glasses, I can only see what's in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And what's in front of me is a tiny human that's like, mom, 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 mom. And I'm like, shut up.
Tractor,
You know?
crane, tractor.
I know, but then when I'm not around him and I can see more, I feel like my vision clears. I'm still like, oh,
Yeah. Oh,
but
of
I love
course,
you.
of
I
course.
just saw a tractor. Where are
Well,
you?
the other night you were sitting at my house and like I live with like all the farms or whatever, and Jenna was sitting there watching out the window. Oh, there's a tractor. Oh, but he's playing. But tractor. I'm like Jenna, it's fine.
I
Just
know.
sit.
I know. Speaking of a tractor, one just drove by.
One did just drive by because they're all the time. But it's just I don't know. It's so easy to lose yourself, but you can't. It's like very important to like work at doing things for you. It is. And it's so
Yeah.
much easier said than done.
Yeah.
And Jess and I have talked about this before. And it's so much easier to just say, I'm going to do this for myself.
Yeah.
But then you don't because it's like, I don't have it in me. But
Yeah.
then when you do feel so much better. I promise. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes you're just going to force yourself.
Yeah.
What, like, I literally, it's my one thing is I just make sure I wash my face every day with my,
Yeah.
like, stuff.
Yeah. That's so nice.
I
Yeah.
have to. Because if I don't, I feel like crap.
Yeah.
I just feel like I feel gross. I feel weird. I feel gross. I feel off. But then I wash my face and I'm like, okay,
I'll be all right.
I'll be okay.
And that's one of the big things about working versus being at home is
Mm,
like when I was working, I mean, I barely even did any self care. Like,
mm,
I couldn't even do a hair mask. I had no time
yeah.
to do my nails. Like, that's something I like to do
Yeah.
for me.
Mhm.
And then it would get so bad, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I am like drowning. I
Yeah.
cannot see like past this tiny person and my job. I
Yeah.
can't even pluck my eyebrows. I was walking around with a unibrow around these parts. You see me at the BX. Like,
Oh,
it
Jenna,
was
God, it
bad.
was not that bad. You might think it was, but it was not. But I will say, I see so much more of like a light from you since leaving your job. And I'm not like
Yeah.
saying anything negative about your job because whatever, that is what it is.
Yeah.
But you as a person, like you were in such like a dark, drowning, like it was like not fun. It was
No.
not thriving. It was just like you went, you woke up, you took Oliver, you went to work, you came home, you made dinner, you went to bed. Like that
Yeah.
was just like working and being a full-time mom.
I
Nope.
know.
I can't do it. I can't when I was working as a cop and I only had the two girls, it was exhausting. Now, while I loved my job and it was so nice to go to my job and I didn't
Yeah.
hate my job, so it was still fine. Coming home and doing all the things that a stay-at-home mom
I
does, I'm
know.
like, I can't catch up.
No, 2 full-time jobs.
No, it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do I do? And then do I spend the weekends doing laundry and
Yeah.
cleaning the house?
Go to Costco.
Like
Like,
that,
that's
that's not
it.
like what am I like? That's so. It's just not fair to anyone in the house, and it's hard. But I think work like being a stay-at-home mom though, while it's hard,
Yeah.
it's not easy, and I'm not like overshadow whatever. Like trying to like what's the word I'm looking for, Jenna?
Like, belittle it.
Yes, I'm not
Yes.
trying to belittle it because
Yeah.
I've been one for a while. It's so fucking hard, but it's so much easier than working and being a full-time mom.
I think so. And I think it's kind of interesting because I have both sides.
Mhm.
Like, I worked for a little bit when Oliver was first born, and
Yeah.
then I was a stay at home mom for a year when Nick
Mhm.
was gone. And then I worked for a year. And so it's like, I mean, it's a lot harder now to be a stay at home mom with
Yeah.
like a toddler
Right.
than when he was a little potato.
Mhm.
But I think that after working for as long as I did, even if that job like gave me like what I needed to fill my
Mhm.
soul and my heart, I think now I can see how little time I had with my son,
Mhm.
and it makes me have perspective.
Yeah.
Like, there was someone else raising my son. I
Mhm.
mean, great people. I'm very lucky with the people that we had while we had
Mhm.
childcare. They were so great. But like, now that I see him and he's so big, and I missed a huge
Yeah.
chunk of his
No, for
life.
sure.
It's
It
sad.
is sad, and it's like, while yeah, you like miss things and like you just like it's just little things. It's like you know what? I can make a doctor's appointment at any time of the day, and
Yeah.
it's okay. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's just like that stress, but it's like you do miss out on so much.
Yeah.
Like when I was a cop, why I like loved being. I think it was really my schedule
Yeah.
because I worked 2 on,
Yeah.
3 off, 3 on, 2 off.
Crazy hours though.
It was crazy hours, but, like, being, like, a parent, it worked because I could
Yeah.
be with my kids still during the week and schedule those appointments, and then
Ugh.
I had every other weekend I was on, so it's like I know Zach was with them,
Yeah.
obviously, for most of the time.
Yeah.
So, it was really nice, like, it just worked schedule-wise, but I did, like, miss out on so much. Like, I remember, like, picking up Natalie from daycare some nights, and I'm like, what did you just say? Like, what did you just do? Like, wait,
Yeah.
what's going on here? But I've been home with DJ his whole life, and while it's exhausting, it's 100% exhausting. I would not change it for the world.
I know, and he's such a sweet little human.
Yeah, no, he's not. I said yeah, but he is to you when you're
Yes,
around for
I
some reason.
know.
But he's like going through the stage where it's like he's just. I ca- I called him a terrorist earlier, and
They are. They all
And
are.
Zach was like, "That's a little extreme. Maybe a terror, Brit." And I'm like, "Okay, my
Okay, that's better.
yeah,
Yes.
poor choice of words, whatever." But I'm like, he's like doesn't stop. Like
No.
earlier, he was jumping on the couch, standing on the top of the couch cushion, jumping off, and then falling on the ground, and then
Yeah.
laughing and keep doing it. I'm like, you have
Yeah.
head problems, son.
Yeah.
Can we stop?
Oh. I know. I feel like I was just telling Nick yesterday because Oliver was eating watermelon for dinner. Don't ask me why he chose that. I made him a beautiful pasta noodle
Yeah.
with cheese, but he's like, no, watermelon. And I was like, okay. But I was like, dude, he's like a little drunk person because he was like, he had his watermelon. He was like, I'm eating my watermelon. I'm eating my watermelon. I'm done. Throws it.
He is
Gets
so
up.
funny. The things he says is so funny. I don't even like, what did he say? What was he saying over here the other night?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, he said something to Brooke, and Brooke looked at me and said, Mom, did you hear that? And I'm like, yeah, I did. And I started laughing, and I literally don't remember.
I wasn't in the room.
I know, I'll have to ask Brooke, but he's just so sweet too.
He's sweet, but he was like literally last night, belly out, watermelon all down.
It's a vibe.
And he's like, I'm done.
It's
Gets out of his chair, trips, falls down.
Yeah.
It's like, I go to bed.
Oh, another thing I wanted to say. How can we talk about how scary the CDC is?
Yeah, it does seem kind of scary. That's why I took him out.
Oh my gosh. Okay, also, someone just posted on one of the Volgaway
Oof.
housing things today.
Yeah.
My pre-K was lost during pickup today. Has this happened to anyone else?
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, what do you mean your pre-K? Like, what do you mean he got
like lost?
They lost him. I guess they lost him. I'm like,
Whoa.
what, dude? Are you
No.
kidding me?
Yeah, see, that's like, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I was so, as soon as I started reading the pages, it was like,
I'm just like, what?
scary.
It is. And then, I don't know, just the shit that I read that goes on here.
Yeah,
It's bad.
I know.
It's so bad. And I'm just like, I'm not, I don't trust anyone. And then people have like the tendency, this pisses me off all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Oh, they're military. We can trust them to watch our kids.
No,
No,
you cannot.
You can't.
No, and honestly, sometimes it's worse because it's such a small community.
Yep. And it's like, let's be honest, these people like, they can put on a good mask.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm careful when I say this. They put on a good mask, and just because they haven't been caught
Yeah.
doesn't mean they're a shitbag. Because
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but there's so many more horror stories that I see and hear about
Yeah.
throughout the military community than in the real world.
Yeah.
And I know I hear a lot more about these because this is the community I live in.
Yeah.
But so that could be my like own bias or whatever. And I'm not naive. I know shit happens in the real world and it's scary. But my gosh.
Yeah.
People are supposed to get these like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like, I've heard like horror stories about sexual assault cases happening at the CDCs over here to little children. And I'm just like,
well, the only thing I read was, I think it was a stateside one. So I haven't heard about like any sexual things with the CDC, but more like, overworked employees that don't necessarily watch what's going on.
Because
And
they're pissed off that they're overworked and tired. Yeah.
And like, I'd be mad too.
Yeah, I'd be mad
oh my
too.
gosh. Like, and so I feel like I don't want my kid to be cared for, not to their own fault, but for an organization that doesn't care, and I want them to care about my kid, and they probably do, but not by default by
No,
what they do.
I think what like is it Dodea or Dodia? I never can know how to say it. I never know how to say it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But whatever. The Department of Defense, like military schools, whatever. I feel like they don't like. It's such a big community and widespread. It's more of like if you think of like a corporate job.
Yeah.
They don't really care about the people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but I'm a firm believer, and I don't believe in like they really care about the military community. Like the military, what's in itself, they really just put military first, and that's kind of really it. They say they support, but they really don't.
Yeah.
We won't get into that. It's fine.
That's true.
It's fine. But I'm just like, I heard of one, like a little kid got penetrated at the Stuttgart CDC.
Yeah. So at Stuttgart.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
said
that
it
was
wrong.
stateside.
No, it was whatever you just said.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, and if you go on to the like website where you can look up like military crimes, also there was like quite a bit at Whiteman.
Oh, really? I never
Not at the CDC, but like other
just in general
sex cases, like child molestation
yeah,
and
I'm
all this stuff.
sure.
And I'm like, oh damn,
I
like,
know.
that's a lot. And then I'm like, then it was one night I was like deep diving and looking at all these people, then looking them up on Facebook.
Yeah, me too. I do that.
But I was just like, what the heck? It's just like such a scary world. So it's like, you know what? I will sacrifice my mental health for 5 years to stay home and watch my kids until they're in school.
I know. And then I will continue to watch them when they go to school and make sure they're safe. I mean, not literally park outside and watch them, but like, listen to what they have to say and be present and aware. And like, yeah, my son is not going to any sleepovers. Not going to happen.
I don't allow him.
No. And I I just hear horror stories, and I mean,
Yeah.
nothing happened to me, but like I feel like it's just not worth the risk, you
No,
know?
it's not. It's like there's no reward. What are you missing out on a sleepover?
Yeah.
Going to sleep?
Yeah. Or not, because I was up to some
Right,
shit,
because like
you
I
know?
will exactly. It's like I will literally pick you up at 11 p.m., drop you off at 7 a.m. so you don't
Yeah.
miss out on anything. You don't need. I'm sorry, you don't need to sleep anywhere else.
No.
And like talking, kind of more spinning this on like protecting your children. Last night, Zach and I were watching SVU, and her daughter was a single mom and her daughter,
Yeah.
and they were like the daughter was older. I think she was like maybe 14, 15, 16, I don't know. But her mom, like her computer was open
Yeah.
and her mom like saw the messages and her daughter and her boyfriend, her long-term boyfriend,
Oh
were
gosh.
planning to have sex.
Oh.
And her mom, like, her daughter got upset at first and she's like, I
Yeah.
didn't mean to, like it was just here and I saw the eggplant emoji and I just now I couldn't stop reading
Oh
it. So
gosh.
whatever. But
Yeah.
this was such a profound parenting moment, I feel like. And
Yeah.
Zach didn't agree with me at first, and then I kind of like talked him through my thinking. But she was like, "So you're planning to have sex? Like, okay, like,
Yeah.
what's going? Like, what are we on? What are we
Yeah.
doing? Like, all this
Yeah.
stuff." So they went through all the safety measures, and she's like, "Where are you doing it? Like his house?"
Yeah, yeah.
And she was like, "No, my friend's house because her parents are out of town." So
Oh.
her mom said, "Why don't you guys just come here?"
Yeah. That way you're safe.
And
Yeah.
so she was like, "Well, won't you be home?" She's like, "I owe your aunt a dinner. Like, I'm gonna go and I'll go
Yeah.
to a movie after.
Yeah.
You'll have the house until this time. Just come here,
Yeah.
please."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yes, like that's awesome. I love that." Zach was
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "What?" And he was
No.
like, "Allowing that in your house? You're just and
Yeah.
I was like, Are you not understanding what the mom's doing?
Yeah.
This is creating a safe place
Place.
for her daughter. She knows
Yeah.
she's somewhere safe
Yeah.
and that she's coming home at a certain time, God forbid anything happen.
Yeah.
And like she knows where her daughter is doing it.
Yeah, and I also feel like it harbors like open communication for in the future.
Hmm.
Like she now feels comfortable to talk to her mom about like
Absolutely.
birth control and things like that
Yeah.
that go along with it. And
And like I feel like you have to have open relationships with your kids because
yes.
me did not have a good childhood, did not have a good relationship. So I had zero like connection. Nobody knew about my well being.
Yeah.
And I did some shady and sketchy shit that I
Yeah.
shouldn't like. That was a close one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like driving around in the car, sipping in the back seat on a Four Loco at like 15 years old
Yeah.
with some guy, couldn't tell you, driving really fast, going to a rager in the woods.
Yeah.
I think my grandmother thought I was sleeping at my friend's house.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Like, come on. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes,
So
we've
it's
all
like,
been there.
I have such, and I'm like very like adamant on having open relationships with my kids. Like my
Yeah.
daughter, I like Brooke, she's getting to the age where she just
Yeah.
like openly talks to me about a lot of things. And it's like, I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah, I know. I was just telling you earlier, like it's so rare. A lot of people don't have that. So it's
Yeah.
like so beautiful.
Yeah, no, it is really nice and reassuring and like comforting that like, God forbid anything happened. They feel like safe.
Yeah, to come talk to you.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, like one thing my dad always did was like, hey, listen, it doesn't matter what you did, just tell me the story because
Yeah.
I want to know. Like, I
Hmm.
want to be a safe place for you to feel like you can communicate with that.
Yeah.
And it like really stuck with me with something that I want to do when I'm parenting. You
Hmm.
know, like it doesn't matter whatever trouble you're in, just sit and tell me the story and we'll figure it out. You
Yeah.
know,
Like no judgment.
no
It's like
judgment. Like,
no
my dad definitely yelled at me because I did some stupid shit,
right.
but,
That's
like, we
okay.
figured it out, you
Right.
know? And I'm just like, oh, I was like, wow, that is so wild. Like,
Yeah.
I can literally just tell you whatever
Yep.
and we'll figure it out because it's
Yeah.
not a big deal. Probably it could be, but most of the time it was a bigger deal in my head.
Right, but it's like if you're scared to tell your parent things, you're
Yeah.
not going to tell them things, and then something is more likely to happen.
Yeah.
My thing is, it's like I'm always going to make sure I like instill in my kids. I don't care where you are. I don't care what time it is.
Yeah.
If you feel unsafe, if
Yeah.
somebody is drinking, like in regards to like a car situation,
Yeah.
call me. No questions asked. I'll be
I'll be
there.
there. Yeah.
No punishment. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want anything to happen to them. So it's like, I just want you to, like, there will be no questions. Like, I will call you, you'll go to bed, and
Yep.
we'll talk about it in the morning.
In the morning. Yeah, for sure. And, like, I'm trying to think of, like, a stupid story. Like, one time I lied to my mom and I told her I was going to a friend's house, and I ended up, like, an hour away at, like, a rager, for my friend's aunt who was out of town, so we took over her, house and threw a huge party.
Yep, sounds about right.
And then the next day, I'm driving home, I'm super hungover, and I leave my house and I crashed my car. And I was right in front of my house too, and my mom was home. And I was like, Mom, I just like crashed my car in front of the house. And she was like, this is a bigger story. Like, you need to tell me
Yeah,
everything.
like there's more to this.
I know. So then I sat there in my car and I was like, I had a party. And she was like, it's okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be okay.
Yeah, it will be okay. Like we messed up. Kids are gonna mess up, but
Yeah.
it's like you just need to feel safe to tell your people.
Yes, I mean, I wasn't gonna tell my mom, but I kind of had to.
Well, yeah.
She's a car accident.
Yeah, I feel like though, like back then, it was
Yeah.
like that's very rare. I feel like to
Yeah.
hear about like what your dad provided for you. Like, no way. It's like
No.
no, you do wrong things, you lie, whatever. Like I remember when my dad at one point in my life when he was like living at my grandmother's with me, it was like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
and my friend was sleeping over. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm going to bed. And they're like, okay, good night. I shut my door, hopped out my window, and went to a party, and nobody knew I was
Nobody
gone.
knew. No. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I will say, like, there's a lot of things that because I lived with my dad for like a while, and that's
Mhm.
when he was like, hey, just tell me a story, just tell me a story. And there were plenty of times where I didn't tell him when I was like sneaking out of my
Yeah.
friend's house and in a trailer park somewhere making out with the boy.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, there's some things like whatever.
no, but if I was like ever in trouble, I
Mhm.
knew I could call, you
Yeah.
know?
And
And
that's good to like have that feeling.
yeah, I never got there, thankfully.
No.
So,
Yeah, I don't think I ever like I definitely had those feelings. Like, fuck, I wish I had somebody to call, but
yeah.
like never had anyone to call. But I'm like, damn, I really just hope my kids don't do half of the shit I did.
Yeah, me too. And I like wasn't that bad, but I was bad. Like,
Well, Jenna, okay, like I said, she's like the nicest person, like
okay,
bubbly, nice,
no.
sweet. And then you tell me the stories you used to. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I know. I was bad. I was bad.
Jenna, you're bad to the bone,
I
bro.
was
I'm
bad.
like, listen, girl.
I know you were bad too, but
I was
we're
bad
all
too. But
bad.
like, come on, kind of expect it from me. Like, come
No,
on,
I
let's.
know. And everyone's like, "What? What did you?" Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes. I'm just like, Jenna, you did what?
I
Just like you
know.
crashed your car. What'd you do?
I know. I know. So bad, but it all works out.
It does all work out.
And if they do bad things, which they're learning, we were just saying they're learning,
They are learning.
They will do bad things, but at least they'll call,
Yeah. And they can count on us. And like, maybe they won't tell us the full truth all the time, but it's all right. We'll get there. It's like
Yeah.
a huge learning curve, I feel like. But it's important to have like a good open relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it like establishes like when you're home with them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel grateful to be home with them and like they feel safer. And I'm not saying they don't tell Zach things, but they're more likely to come to me
No.
because I'm their mom. I'm with them all
Yeah.
the time. So it's like they know if they need to go to talk to Zach, like their dad, they
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
And like they have, and they do feel like obviously safe with Zach and they whatever, but like Zach always says, like, why when the kids are sick, they only want you? I'm their mom.
Yeah. It's different.
It's different. It's a different feeling.
It's so
Like if they want to play, go for ice cream, go to the park, or play like games or
Yeah,
whatever,
or wrestle on the couch.
or wrestle on
Yeah.
the kitchen floor, or
Yeah.
like earlier, they'll ask Zach
Yeah. For
because they
sure.
know don't to ask me for that shit. Because I'm
No.
not wrestling on the floor.
No. I know Oliver tries, Nick does this thing where he'll like lift him up above his head
Mhm.
on the ceiling and he'll be like Spider-Man and then fall on the couch. And Oliver will be like, Mommy, Spider-Man.
Nah.
And I'm like, that mommy doesn't do that.
Yeah, that's not a mom thing.
Mm-mm,
Sorry.
no. Call dad when he comes home. And then Nick has to do it like 10 times in a row. And I'm like, oh, wow.
Sorry. Not sorry. But no, also, I think this is something else we wanted to talk about. Not having support.
Yes. I know. I was trying to figure out a way to bring it back, but
Yeah.
it's
I know. See,
crazy.
we go off topic. But
I know.
Because you just talk, you just chit chat, and
I
you go
know.
off topic. But not having support when you have kids, obviously, and you're like over here, it's hard.
And it's harder too because we just came from being at home for a year.
A year
So
with all the support.
all the support.
So nice.
Ugh, and my mental health was like, I mean, it wasn't like it was manageable, but
Right, but like you were like going to the beach and doing the
yeah,
things and with family and yeah.
yeah. Or here, can you take Oliver? I'm gonna go work out.
Mhm.
Like that's not happening here.
No.
He will come with me to the gym,
Yep.
but it's nice that they have it. But it's like even the little things, like I don't know, being able to go to the grocery store and just grab something real quick,
Yeah.
or like, I don't know, spending time with my husband. Like,
Yeah,
that doesn't happen
no, exactly, ever,
ever.
literally never. I'm
Yeah.
just like, what the it's what was I just oh, so I was when you said grocery shopping, I would literally go to my mother-in-law's and I'd be like, "Hey, do you mind if I like run to Target really
Yeah.
quick and they'll stay here and then I'll just come get them and then we'll go." They're like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine." I'm like,
I
so
know. Or like,
or it's like when I had my kidney stones,
yeah.
I called my mother. I'm like, "You gotta come to my house. Gotta take myself to the hospital."
Yeah.
If that happened here and Zach wasn't here, I'd be loading all three kids to go to
Yeah.
the emergency room with
Yeah.
me. I miss having people to just be able to like watch my kids quick,
I
or
know.
like there was a time where Natalie was having chronic ear infections,
Yeah.
so I couldn't take Brooke to like gymnastics or dance or whatever she was in. My mother-in-law would just come pick her up and take her and then drop her off after.
That's so nice. That's
Also,
so
why do we not so off topic? Not really.
nice.
Why don't we have DoorDash here?
Cause it's Germany. It's not convenient.
I thought
Or it's
that like
convenient.
I thought like Uber Eats and stuff like that like was a big thing in Europe.
Mm, France and
Oh,
Spain.
maybe that's why. Because I'm like, bro, you know how many times I just like DoorDash McDonald's for the kids while Zach
Yeah.
was gone?
Oh, I never did that. I should
Oh
have
my
done
gosh, it
that.
was so
Oh,
nice.
I should have done that.
And I'm like, leave it at the door, don't talk to me.
Yeah, but they have Lieferando here, but they probably don't deliver all the way out
No,
here.
Jenna, no one's
No,
coming to me.
no.
You see all the tractors
It's
that drive
very
by?
far.
It's very far out.
No, we used to have McDonald's in our village that would deliver, but they
Mm,
stopped. I've
mm.
heard. So, you know how often I get that delivered? Oh my gosh.
Because it's so easy
It is so
and so
easy.
convenient.
And
I
they'll eat
hate
it.
dinner time.
I know. It's like so
It is
stressful.
so stressful. And like, I'm one of those moms. My kids, they all eat the same thing, but they don't eat what we eat.
Yeah.
Sometimes DJ will, but he's going through a phase where he like only wants what his sisters are having,
Mm,
and like
cute.
they're super picky. So
Yeah.
I'm like, great, we're creating bad habits. This
Ugh,
sucks.
it's survival.
Yeah, it is survival. You're 100% right. So I'm like, okay, gotta cook chicken nuggets in the air fryer. Gotta
Mhm.
cook some pasta with butter and cheese. Okay, Zach, what do we have?
I
And I'm
know.
like, this is so. And then dog and cat need to be fed. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
stupid.
It's a lot. And like I'm like trying to get over to eat what we eat, but he won't. He just
Yeah,
won't. He'll just be like, whatever, I don't want this.
and
And
it's
then,
easier to just
yeah, let them do their thing,
let them do their thing.
And it sucks because I feel like it's all microwavable food, like chicken nuggets and french fries. But it's like, what will you actually eat?
Yeah,
You
like you
know?
need to eat, and like I hate when people like mom shame other
I
moms. Like
know.
the red dyes are so bad.
I know.
Listen, I'm in survival mode 90% of the time.
Yeah,
They want it.
it is what it
If
is.
I have to give DJ 5 lollipops in
Yeah.
New Etica to
Yeah.
survive a grocery
Yeah.
trip, he's
I
having five
have to.
lollipops. That's it.
And it's like I feel like we're in this culture where it's like so easy to shame other moms.
Oh
But
yeah.
like and it's just like Instagram, Facebook, and
Yeah.
all this media
Mm-hmm.
we're consuming about what the right thing is to do.
There
But
is
it's
no
like
right
it's
thing.
not reality either. Like I'm
No.
so glad that your son will eat broccoli, but mine will throw it across the room.
Yeah.
Like and that's fine. I recognize that about it.
And it's
It's fine.
literally okay. And I another big thing is like I hate when people shame on like iPads or electronics.
Yeah, yeah.
I monitor my kids' shit.
Yeah.
You think I'm that clueless and naive? No, I
Yeah.
monitor their stuff all the time. But guess what? If I need some peace and quiet to
Yeah.
like my own thoughts, collect my own thoughts, do laundry, or do whatever I need to do. If I need to
Yeah.
do whatever I need to do, I don't
Yeah.
even need to
It doesn't
explain this
matter.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give them the damn screen.
Yeah.
The TV's on all the time. I don't care.
And I watch TV all the
I
time
love
growing up. I
TV.
know, I still love it.
I love watching TikToks. I love TV.
Yeah,
Why should my kids
I know.
not do that?
I
And I
know.
watched so much TV growing up too.
Me too. Like literally we were just talking about it a couple days ago, like how our kids are like living room kids. And
Yes,
like,
I know, makes me sad.
I was a bedroom kid
I
and
was a
I
bedroom
would
kid.
sit in my room and watch so much TV. Like
Mhm.
nobody monitored it. Like
No.
there was never a time where it needed to be off as long
Mm.
as I did my homework and I ate,
Yeah.
I could watch as much as I want. And I am not struggling by any means. Like in
No.
terms of my development, I mean, I have my own struggles, but like,
No, but you're not though. You know what I mean? Like it's like I wasn't it didn't make you like less than or like not smart or whatever. You know what I
yeah, or
mean?
not able to like function in
Yeah, and like you're
society.
socially like you're very social person. Like,
Yeah.
you can be very sociable. So, like, you're fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And everyone's going to be fine.
Everyone's
like,
going to be fine.
It doesn't matter.
Stupid.
So
I can't stand when people say shit. They're like, or like, especially the people that have no kids that have opinions.
I know. And it's like, and that's the thing about it all is like, again, I was one of those people before I had a kid. I would have opinions. And it's like, why can't we just have grace for each other? Like,
we need grace.
We're all surviving, whether you
Mhm.
have kids or not, but it has nothing to do, like, your opinion has nothing to do with anybody else's life.
Exactly.
Like, those people who have opinions about my mothering style, it doesn't affect you.
No, mind your damn business.
It affects me. It affects me surviving every day.
Exactly.
Do you want me to be a good mom? That means I can give my son an hour of TV. Like,
exactly. And that's my thing. It's like, do you want me to be a good mom?
yeah.
Or do you want me to be like a neurotic mother
Yeah.
who's trying to be so perfect
Yeah.
and going crazy mentally?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You want a wholesome, genuine, loving mother.
Yeah.
So if that means iPads
Yeah.
and TV,
That's
that means
fine.
iPads
And chicken
and
nuggets.
chicken nuggets and chicken fries.
Yeah, that's how I want to live.
I know, honestly, because that sounds great to me.
I
So I'm
know.
all for it. And I just like, but I think that's just like the moral of it. It's like being a mom is hard, and give each other grace. And if you don't have kids, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, or just give them grace.
See,
You know,
she's nice. I'm not. I'm like, shut the fuck
I
up.
know.
She's go, or give
I'm like, but wait. Or maybe just don't have an opinion because it's none of your damn business.
Yeah, well, like I made a post one time, and then we'll stop. I'm so sorry, but I made a post one time about the dangers of like the bus drivers on
Yeah,
base.
scary, real life
Right?
scary.
So it was like a big thing and big troubling thing, whatever. And some guy commented. First of all,
I know what you're talking about.
I made
read all
a
your
post on the
comments.
spouses page, and I'm not sitting here saying a guy cannot be a spouse and a stay-at-home dad. What I'm saying is I creeped on his page first, and he was not a spouse. His thing was single, and he was not in a relationship with anyone.
Then why is he on the page?
So why are you on the page,
Yeah.
sir? Move along. You have nothing better to do than to argue with spouses.
And troll, like,
And troll. That's
yeah.
what they do. But anyways, so he commented and was like, "Did your child not get to and from school just fine?" And then he goes, "So I don't understand the problem." And I said, "Do you have children?" He goes, "That doesn't matter." I go, "Yes, it
Yes, it
absolutely does
does.
matter."
That's so
Number one.
important.
Number two, you're not a spouse, because I looked on your Facebook and it says you're single. So I don't know why
Yeah.
you're on the spousal page arguing with spouses. Your life might be boring, but
I
move
know.
the fuck along.
I know. And your children's safety concern is none of their business.
No.
You know? It's like, why not just show up and be positive about
I know.
it?
And if like my biggest takeaway in life growing up is realizing I don't think people actually were taught, if you have nothing to say,
Yeah.
nice to say, don't
Don't
say
say
it at all.
Yeah. I know, and people just like run their mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And just not realize how it hurts people.
I know.
It's
And I'm
sad.
just like, we don't all have to be like so soft and like cater to everyone's feelings. But like, really though, I was instilled, it's like, if you have nothing nice to say, just shut up and move along.
Yeah. Or like, don't insert yourself in a situation that you don't have any right to be in.
And it's
you
just
know?
like, you're just like trying to provoke the situation and
Yeah.
just like showing the type of person you are. And it's like,
Yeah.
do you want all these moms to come at your throat? Because that's what we're going to do.
I know. What does he expect was gonna happen out of that situation? People are gonna be like, "Yeah, you got it, dude."
Yeah, no. This is a spousal page with all these other moms agreeing with the situation. And we're like, we ride hard for our children.
Yeah, as you should. Every parent should.
Everyone should.
Yeah.
But like, we're all going to come now at your throat.
I know. And you are literally gonna be like known in our community as a shitbag.
You
Like,
fucking fat guy.
Yeah. I know. I
Sorry.
totally looked at all those comments and I saw him. So I was one of those people like, ooh, see your way out. So.
Maybe we should do like instead of Mormon wives,
I know.
we should do a military wives.
I know
show.
that would be great. Yeah.
Honestly, my life's kind of boring, but I like can show you a Facebook page or two, and they're kind of juicy.
Yeah, could totally do that. Just read some.
Just read
They're all
some.
anonymous anyway.
I know. We honestly, when you're ever on the podcast again, we should just read some comments. And
I
it's like, we're
know.
not saying names. We can say just no personal information, but
Yeah.
it's mad funny.
I know. I love it. It gives me like
I know.
so much. I'm like, oh, I have no drama in my life.
Because
so.
half of the time my VPN doesn't work, so I can't watch my trash TV. So this is just the next thing.
Yeah, and it's lovely. I'm like, wow, these are people's lives.
Well, thank you, Genna, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And talking about real life mom things.
Yeah, it's real. It's so real.
Just like the rawness of it.
I know. It's crazy.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.